Welcome to this energy healing transmission where we're going to be really tuning into this concept of just for today. So you'll resonate with this just for today, especially if you've done any kind of study of Reiki or you've, I will say, trained with the masters. Good morning, Jenna. So for those of you that may be new in this space, hello, I'm Bree. I'm going to be our multidimensional channel today, our multidimensional tune-in to whatever is in our highest and best good just for today. Now, please keep note that if you're watching this at a future day, take it in for just for today, whenever that day is. Because even though you might not be here for the actual live, you are. Because spirit is all, and spirit is beyond space and time, and spirit is the term that I'm being asked to use instead of using something like God or source, because they're showing me, my spirit team is showing me that just for today, it's easier for us to tune in to this energy of infinite unconditional love using the verbiage of spirit. So you'll notice that sometimes I go a little quiet, and that's when I'm doing sort of an inner dialogue with my guides. So sometimes you'll see, I'm just preparing you for this session. Sometimes you'll see that I say something and then I go inside for some internal questioning. Sometimes that internal questioning is because of questions I have. Sometimes that internal questioning is because I'm sensing your questions in the field about what it is that's channeling through. So if I have your consent to transmit and omit to you light codes today for the highest and best good, just say yes anytime in the transmission. We're not doing any kind of extraction today. We're not doing any kind of, I won't be doing any of your shadow work today. I won't be assisting in that area today. Sometimes I do show up and I do that. Today, it's not about that. Today, it's about how can just for today I anchor my spirit. How can just for today I find treasure in the moment? How can just for today I release the programs that were limiting for me in the past? How can just for today I let go of the limiting patterns of the past? And how can just for today I begin to tune in to what New Earth is for me? What does New Earth mean to me? What is a new human to me? So letting go basically of all your concepts on what they're showing me, that when we tune into New Earth, our mind or our mental structure is going to start to want to go into, blueprint mode or outline mode. It's going to want to start to organize and understand and get a lay of the land in a very logical sense. And they're asking us to, just for today, let go of that piece and just start tuning into the energetics of what it might be like to experience New Earth in the way of what might it be like if there were no more hatred in the world? What would it be like if there were no more racism in the world? What might it be like if there were no more gender biases in the world? What might it be like if all of our soil, all of planet Earth's soil, was rich in nutrients and essential aminos? And what if instead of being depleted, we felt overflowing. What is that for you? So what the guides are wanting to do is take you through, what they're showing me is this is the modality that I take souls through in the higher self portal, but we're going to be doing this for a collective. So it's not going to be one by one, but we are going to get, and I charge $144 for my higher self portal. So if you're here right now, it's a beautiful blessing. You're not here by accident. We're gonna do a full-blown session today. We're gonna do a higher self portal today with the collective. So if you want that for yourself, choose that now, because how it affects you is somewhat unlikely to match how it affects another. In other words, they want to put you, and again, just for today, put yourself in the driver's seat of what you receive from this. Some of you have been here before. Some of you have been here before quite a bit. Okay. So just for today, why don't you choose that whatever you're experiencing here in the way of feeling a bit more light, feeling a bit more in touch with who you are, feeling... What if just for today you take ownership of that? What if just for today you claim that for yourself? And instead of thinking that you went to an energy healing session with a healer that's helpful, what if instead you realized that all you're doing here today is exposing you to you? So what if today, as you're releasing your limiting patterns or your limiting beliefs, you accept the fact that that was your choice to do that? Not only was it your choice to release it, but it was also your choice to take it on. And again, this is a concept where when we realize the things we experienced in life that were not favorable or we didn't enjoy or wasn't great, we chose it. That can be a difficult concept unless we give our mind a little candy, a little treat to get it over through the rest of the day and be able to stay at the event. Some candy and say, we're just doing it for today. Tomorrow, if we decide to be victims, tomorrow, if we decide to hand our power away and say that our life is only crappy because of our crappy partner or our crappy job, whatever, then tomorrow we'll do that. But today, we're not going to do that. Just for today, we're going to claim ownership and responsibility for everything in our life. Just for today. Just for today, whatever meets us, whatever greets us, whatever comes our way, we're going to make the most of it. Just for today. So I have some decks here that we're going to utilize to go through this session. And I have a very, very rare moment of quiet in my house right now with my kids home for the summer. And so I'm going to really make the most of it. Meaning when you come in and you say hello or how are you or do you have kids or are you married or all of these personal questions, I probably won't answer them. I probably won't. God bless the quiet. But basically what I'm trying to say to you is I really want you to get the most out of this. So let that part of your ego that maybe... trying to see what's going on. Let the part of your ego that may... Interesting. They're showing me that because my ego has really just released a lot of people pleasing, sometimes I can attract that into the field where you think you need to please me. You need to tell me that I'm doing a great job. You don't need to tell me I'm doing a great job. I'd like you to enjoy this. I'd like for today, you to enjoy this, for you to be present with this, for you to let Spirit speak through you as Spirit is speaking through me. And, no, they're saying, okay. So I pulled this card right before we started, and they're asking me to read it. So sometimes I'm going to be reading from the actual booklets, which is kind of new. I'm not used to it, but it's what they're sharing that is really powerful. So this is Alana Fairchild, and A. Andrew Gonzalez from the White Light Oracle. I'm going to read us some, maybe not all, but some of this Dvarta Patra transmission 38. So settle in, because these can typically be pretty powerful healings in my experience anyway. Of course, it's going to be whatever it is for you. So, getting off and going. I'm really seeing words that are very pertinent to what was coming in for me this morning. So, we're going to read this now. It's number 38. Out of confusion, a clear and progressive pathway is opening up for you. Maushan, you're funny. It is an auspicious time. I just gotta laugh. Okay. It is an auspicious time to give generously of yourself to others, enriching of goodwill and encouragement from your heart. A powerful blessing is entering your world. That's right. A prayer is now being answered in a beautiful way. Spirit gives freely and generously of all good things, and the task of humanity is to learn how to receive. I want you to all hear that again. A lot of you think humans come here and there's like a whole bunch of things we're here to do and blah, 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 blah. What if our only task is to learn how to receive? Okay, what if just for today, your only task? Learn to receive. That's it. Put your to-do list away and learn to receive. The key to receiving is an open, surrendered, generous, and trusting heart. So remember that things like not trusting ourselves and things like not trusting the universe will lead our heart to close. And when our heart closes down, how are we to receive? How is the universe to even know that we can receive if we're not trusting? If we're not surrendered, if we're not open. Oh, there's tornado sirens. First Tuesday of the month. I should have known this. Okay. But it's fun. It's adding a little spark to the transmission. The Holy Grail is the sacred chalice. It is a powerful, living, regenerative, and deeply healing symbol of hope and blessing. It will interact with each soul in its own way. Hear that. What did I say? What have I said here a million times about the angels and the ascended masters and these guides that are truly unconditionally loving guides? They meet you where you are. They're not saying, hi, I believe you should be here on the journey and you should have learned this lesson. They sit with us exactly where we are. For your soul, that may involve a recognition that the light is always seeking you, wanting to fill and heal and bless and protect you. Yeah, let the sirens be surround sound. To initiate you into awareness of the realms of light, beauty, and divine presence. It may remind your heart to receive that you are capable of being a channel. You're here, you're resonating with the channel. You wouldn't unless it was for you too in some way. A channel for goodness. A channel for grace. A channel for abundance. A channel for pure light. So we're not being channels of fear. It may be recognized as a sign of future blessing of something truly desired finally coming to pass. The sacred grail is hope. It is blessing. It is both a portent of fulfillment and the inner means by which we connect with the loving language of light and truly receive. In Sanskrit, patra means goblet or vessel. It is not only an object, but can be a teaching or even a sublime teacher or heavenly being within whom we can dwell. It is that which holds us in a loving way, our soft place to fall. So it's important, let's reconnect to our inner being as a soft place to fall. Some of you are afraid of your inner being. You don't think it's a soft place to fall. Just for today, let's reframe that. In learning how to receive, we also learn how to be received. So you know how I talk about all the time, you serve best from oversoul. Do you really like showing up to a practitioner that seems drained? Do you really like going to someone and feeling like you're taking away from them just by speaking? I don't know where that came from. When we experience being so loved, we learned how to love in such a way too. We become a true receiver, nurturer, and protector of the heart. The sacred chalice reminds us of our potential to hold, but also of the generosity of the universe in providing for us so we too can be held and receive all we need. Dvarta is Sanskrit for a pathway. So Dvarta Patra is pathway vessel. We are this pathway vessel. We are the Holy Grail. They want me to say that again. We are the Holy Grail. These organic bodies are technology. We are the Holy Grail. We're pathways. We're vessels. We're portals. The oracle of Dvarta Patra indicates the way for your deepest fulfillment is via the receptive faculty of the sacred feminine. The feminine way is organic, creative, responsive, spontaneous, and effective. So let's hear that again. Feminine is effective. What I'm sensing in the field, take it or leave it because it's coming from the Akashic records, see where in yourself you think only your masculine is effective. What if, just for today, you open your mind to the concept that your feminine is super effective? Okay? It is not constrained by our human perceptions of what is or is not possible. So think about that. What they're showing me right now is that the feminine is limitlessness. It's limitlessness. Divine Mother is coming into the transmission. Okay, they want me to skip around. They want me to go right to the healing process. Okay. Connect consciously with your body in this moment by placing a hand on your heart. Some of you, if you can do this, do this. If you want to do some energy work, some spiritual tune-in, and feeling yourself breathe. So as you do this, feel your heart, feel yourself breathing. Imagine, and some of you might want to close your eyes, especially if you're not driving or operating machinery, because I am an additional tune-in for you, so I might help activate some of those gifts that you've got limiting beliefs around. Imagine, visualize, feel, or intend that you have spiritual wings of light that open from the depths of your soul. Feel that. Let yourself feel that. They wrap around the earth and her creatures with love and light for protection, for softening of suffering, for comfort, and for creating the hope necessary for a being to keep reaching out for help until they make the right connection with the right source of nourishment at the right time. That connection will activate a healing trip switch, which will allow them to break the grip of past pain and enter into present time aliveness with more happiness and freedom than ever before. Just be in the goodness of grace and light. Let it nourish you as you give. Perhaps you become more aware that as you stretch your spiritual wings to offer more, you spontaneously and naturally receive more, empowering your intention to share with the capacity to do so. The more you want to hold, the more you must grow in your capacity to be spiritually held. Allow beautiful beings of light who are vaster, more powerful, and gentler than you've ever connected with previously to move into your field, allowing a monadic merge for some of you. They are pure and of light. They hold you as you hold yourself. They can't hold you unless you hold yourself. Relax in this state of being held and holding. Perhaps you begin to feel the blending of the two states until there is no division. Until you aren't concerned about being held or hold, or it all becomes one. Just a field of loving holding in which you immerse yourself. A field. Rest here for however long feels good. When you are ready, ground yourself back into the present moment with movement and hydration. You've completed your healing process. It's a powerful message. So do some gentle movement. Some of you might want to have some water if you have it. And I would really suggest if you're coming to these, bring some water along because you're probably going to get thirsty as you're allowing more light into the vessel. Okay. And now 4. So we're going to go right into the next message. Manifest. It was nice, wasn't it? Common sense? Common nonsense. Manifest. It's a number 5. It's important, okay. Co-creation, gratitude, divine alignment, and joyful visions. What I'm showing now is that a lot of you have blocks around your manifestations, your dreams. Let me tune into this. Okay, for some of you, you didn't say yes earlier. If I can scan your energetic field and you want me to kind of do some channeling on this, what these blocks are around your manifestations, just say yes. You can say it within or internally. Okay, some clicking's happening. All right. A lot of things are coming into play here. Okay. So they're showing me in a sort of a glitter sparkle way. I don't know how to explain this, but they're showing me the word perfection. And they're showing me glitter sparkle distortion. Okay, they're clicking. You'll notice the sequences of these channelings do click things together. So if you're not in my memberships, please get in there because it's like they give you a key in one and then a key in another and a lock in another and another one has a key and then another one has a lock, if you know what I'm saying. But they're showing me glitter sparkle distortion. That's perfection. So they're showing me that a lot of you, the only thing, they're saying for majority of you, at least a hair of what I'm about to share will apply to all of you in some way, but they're showing me that what's blocking your manifestations is your attachment to this glitter sparkle distortion perfection. In other words, your manifestations aren't blocked because the essence of which you're creating isn't something that will hugely and massively benefit humanity. It's simply your ego's patterning telling you that these things, whether they're I'm seeing books, music, I'm seeing some of you as coaches, some of you as healers, massage therapists. I'm showing some of you are starting practices or already have, but some of you are holistic healers working with herbs and things of the earth. And they're showing me it's not that what you're creating doesn't have what it needs. It's all good the way it is, the way it's coming through. But the only thing preventing it from coming through and reaching more than just you or your family or your community is that you have this concept in your third eye or in your programming that says to you, it has to look a certain way, it has to be a certain way. You'll do it when you have this much money. You'll do it when you look this way. You'll do it when your living situation is this way. You'll do it once you've moved. You'll do it once you've quit your job. You'll do it once you're not in this partnership anymore. You'll do it when you've lost 5 pounds. You all have this stuff in your consciousness telling you that you have to wait for something to occur for you to act on your manifestations. And the guides are coming in to say, hey, just for today, let's consider that that's rubbish. Just for today, let's consider that all that perfectionism and it has to look this way and it has to be this way and it's got to be perfect and I can't launch until I've done this and I can't launch until I've done that. What if you just do it? What if just for today you're like, you know what? Yeah, F it. I'm going to put that thing out there. I'm going to post that thing, or I'm going to put that ad out, or I'm going to make that video I've been dreaming of, or I'm going to... What they're showing me is something is releasing from you now that will actually allow you to just act on these manifestations and actually enjoy it and realize that you're actually meant to enjoy it. So the ego is going to tell you like things like you have to work hard and it's got to be grind and it's, you know, you got to do it at this time. And that prevented me from service for so many years. Let me tell you, I didn't go live because I was like setting times up to do lives, and then my kids would be sick for the day home from school and I couldn't do it. I'd have to cancel and I'd be disappointed in myself. I'd be so sad, like, oh, every time I try to set this up, it doesn't work out. And then I let go of that programming and said, you know what? No, I'm going to go live when I can. And it's not going to be at the same time every day, but I'm going to go when I can. And you know what that allowed me to do? Stop getting pissy when my kids weren't ready to go for their activity. Stop getting pissy when everyone wasn't up in time for me to make it to the thing. Stop getting upset when I would offer something really beautiful and 15 people would show up in the comments telling me I was something terrible. It stopped bothering me once I let go of the fact that I'm going to bring these manifestations in and let it go. I'm going to put it out, I'm going to let it go. Put it out there, I'm going to let it go. Just for now, I'm going to breathe slowly. Just for now, I'm going to do these things that I had a little bit of resistance towards and were my edge and I was afraid to meet them. Just for today, I'm going to meet them. See what Just for Today challenge is showing up for you right now, the things that you won't do because you are afraid of what will happen in the future. Stop thinking about the future. Just for today. So I don't understand that question, Don, but everything I post is just what feels good in my heart in the moment. If it doesn't feel good in my heart, I won't post it. So I have filmed some videos where I'm like, that was an important lesson for me, but I'm not going to share it because I think it was just for me. So basically, the things that you're posting and not posting, let's see. And they're showing me too, that could be a limiter as well. Some of the things that you're bringing through and you're not posting, check to see, is it because of an ego limiter? Or is it truly because it doesn't feel right? Because if it doesn't feel right, I wouldn't encourage you to just post everything. It's got to feel good to you. It's got to feel true to you. Because, and again, they're showing me just for today, even if you have the limiters, thinking you are going to get judgment. You are going to get pushback. People are going to come at you. People are going to be mean to you. People are going to judge you. Family members are going to cut you off. And never talk to you again and treat you like you don't even exist. Maybe that'll happen, but just for today, what if you just do it anyway? Let them. They don't get what you're doing. They think you're a nut job. They think that you lied about dying even though they were there in the hospital when you were in a surgery for hours all day long, and then you came back and you seemed crazy to everyone because you said, I saw myself floating above my body, and then your whole body breaks out in rashes because you literally just left your body and came back into it and your body's adapting to it. But the people that were there in that room with you in that hospital, they're telling you now that you made it up. Just for today, we're going to let that go. I gotta laugh. I gotta laugh. Oh, I gotta laugh about that one. So what I'm being shown is that, if you've been through something like me, where you crossed over to the other side and you came back and there was people that were there for this experience in the hospital with you and now are accusing you of lying. And they're saying that you made something up and that you're crazy and that, I have this active in my life. We have to let it go. Oh, my grin. Right, so when it comes to family, let's really just let go of whatever they're thinking about us or believing about us. It's really not up to us anyway. Because they're showing me that I had this pattern. I was like, well, I really want them to believe me. How can I convince them to believe me? And then I realized these same people were there in the hospital. If they don't believe me, there's nothing I can say to get them to believe me, and I need to let that go. My experience was real. They're going to try to invalidate my experience, and I understand that. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to let someone else's belief system affect mine. Okay, so I'm getting another card's coming through. I'm just going to see. It's feeling very mermaid-esque. They're showing me etheric stargates. I'm not exactly sure why. They're showing me weird etheric stargates. They're showing me Merlin, Trismegistus, Thoth, Hermes. How a soul is so beyond what we can conceptualize of. It can come as multiple magnificent beings. Some of you weren't ready for that one, but that's okay. 7. They're showing me about reincarnation. Before I read this card, they're showing me that a lot of you are really perturbed or rubbed the wrong way, I'll say, about reincarnation. They're asking me to ask you where you learned some things about this. Do you know that your soul is in control? Your soul is in control. If your soul doesn't want to come back, it won't come back. Okay? If you leave this earth plane and you're like, that was my last earth experience, then that will be your last earth experience. It won't be that you're forced to another earth experience. However, your state is important. So what they're showing me is that if our state is really, really distorted when we're crossing over, we'll have plenty of opportunities to make that right. It's not that you're going to get stuck. But still, just for today, let's focus on keeping a calm mind, a still mind, a grounded mind.